You don't become a hacker the moment you break into something. You become one the first time you realize the world is built on systems, and every system has a pattern. At first, it is just curiosity. You are 13 years old, sitting in your room after midnight, the glow of an old laptop lighting your face while the rest of the house sleeps. You are not trying to become dangerous. You are not trying to become famous. You just want to understand why things work the way they do. A website loads slowly. A school computer blocks a page. A forgotten password keeps someone out. To everyone else, these are problems. To you, they're questions. And questions become doors. Level 1, the curious kid. You know almost nothing. Your laptop is cheap, your internet is slow, and half the words you read online make no sense yet. Server, network, encryption, terminal. You copy them into a notebook like they are pieces of a language you have not learned how to speak. You watch videos you barely understand. You pause every few seconds. You try to follow along, fail, restart, fail again. Most nights, nothing works. You go to sleep frustrated and wake up thinking about the same problem. That is the first sign. Not talent, not genius, obsession. Level 2, the script kiddie. You are 15 now, and you have discovered tools made by people smarter than you. For the first time, things seem easy. You press buttons. Screens fill with text. It feels powerful, even though you don't really understand what is happening underneath. This is the dangerous stage, not because you are skilled, but because you are not. You think using a tool means knowing the craft. It doesn't. You think getting a result means you earned it. You didn't. You are borrowing someone else's knowledge and mistaking it for your own. Then something breaks. A test machine crashes. A practice environment locks you out. A friend asks you to explain what you did, and you can't. That embarrassment hits harder than failure. So you go back. Slower this time. Level 3, the learner. You stop chasing shortcuts. You start learning foundations. How computers talk to each other. How websites are built. How accounts are protected. How mistakes happen when people are rushed, tired, careless, or overconfident. The world becomes different after that. You no longer see a login screen as a box and a button. You see trust, rules, assumptions. You see all the invisible decisions someone made before you arrived. You begin practicing only in safe places, training labs, legal challenges, controlled environments built for people like you to learn without hurting anyone. For the first time, hacking stops feeling like magic. It becomes work. Level 4, the bug hunter. You're 18, and you find your first real weakness in a real system through a legal program. It is small, nothing dramatic, no movie scene, no alarms, no dark room filled with green code, just one mistake. You write your report carefully. What you found, why it matters, how it could be fixed. You rewrite the explanation 3 times because you realize communication is part of the skill. A week later, they respond. Confirmed. It is only one word, but you read it 10 times. Someone professional looked at your work and said, "Yes, this is real." That changes you. Level 5, the ethical hacker. You're no longer trying to prove that you're clever. You're trying to be useful. You learn that the best hackers are not reckless. They are patient. They document everything. They ask permission. They stay inside the rules, even when they could step outside them. Especially when they could step outside them. You work with teams now. Developers, security engineers, managers who do not understand the technical details but understand risk. You learn to translate fear into facts. Not "this is bad," but "this is how it could affect customers, this is how likely it is, and this is what should be fixed first." Your value is no longer just what you can find. It is what you can help prevent. Level 6, the red teamer. You are 24, and companies hire your team to think like an attacker before a real attacker does. The job is not chaos. It is discipline, planning, boundaries, written approval, timelines, reports, debriefs. Every move is controlled because the goal is not to cause damage. The goal is to reveal weakness before damage happens. You spend days studying people, processes, and habits. You learn something most beginners never understand. Technology is only half the battlefield. The other half is human. A tired employee, a rushed decision, a forgotten policy, A door left open because everyone assumed someone else had closed it. The weakest point in a system is often not the machine. It is the moment when people stop paying attention. Level 7, the defender. Something changes after enough years of thinking like an attacker. You start caring more about defense. You watch alerts in the middle of the night. You investigate strange behavior. You follow tiny clues through logs, timestamps, and patterns until the story becomes clear. Most nights are boring. That is success. Because in security, boring means nothing exploded. Then one night, something is different. An account behaves strangely. A device connects at the wrong hour. A pattern appears where no pattern should be. You don't panic. You move carefully. You isolate. You verify. You call the right people. You stop the damage before anyone outside the room ever knows it almost happened. No applause. No headline. Just quiet relief. That is when you understand the job. Level 8, the expert. You are 30 now, and younger hackers ask you questions the way you once asked strangers online. You can see yourself in them. The impatience, the excitement, the hunger to skip the boring parts and reach the legendary parts. So you tell them the truth. There are no legendary parts without the boring parts. You teach them that ethics are not decoration. They're the line between skill and harm. You teach them that the best report is sometimes more valuable than the cleverest discovery. You teach them that real power is not doing everything you can do. Real power is knowing what not to do. Your reputation grows, but quietly. People trust you with serious problems because you do not treat serious problems like entertainment. Level 9, the ghost. Not a criminal ghost. Not the kind that runs from consequences. A professional ghost. The kind whose best work is invisible because nothing bad happened. Systems you reviewed stay secure. Teams you trained react faster. Companies you helped avoid disasters they never fully understand because the disaster never arrived. You're invited into rooms where people speak carefully. Banks, hospitals, infrastructure, places where mistakes do not just cost money. They cost trust, safety, sometimes lives. You speak less now. When you do speak, people listen because you have learned the final lesson of the craft. The deeper you understand systems, the more respect you have for how fragile they are. Level 10, the legacy. You are older now, not finished but changed. The laptop in your room is long gone. The notebook full of words you didn't understand has been replaced by years of experience, failures, reports, late nights, and problems solved before they became disasters. Somewhere right now, a 13-year-old is staring at an old computer after midnight, wondering why something works the way it does. They're going to fail. They're going to feel stupid. They're going to copy things they do not understand, break things they meant to fix, and spend years learning that skill without ethics is not mastery. It is danger. But if they stay curious, if they stay patient, if they learn to protect instead of exploit, they may become something rare. Not someone who breaks the world, someone who understands it well enough to help hold it together. This is your life as every hacker rank. From curious kid to the invisible expert nobody notices. Because everything is still working.